everybody, it's Ada
and Lisa.
Welcome back to the opinion piece for episode number 2.
Today we're going to get a little deeper than maybe we want to go, but as moms,
I feel like, and I need to say this, like this was
it.
totally unintentional. Mm-hmm. We didn't want to get this deep so fast.
Right.
But we had to go here because it's a current event.
You know, as moms, like the mama bear in us comes out, and it can be a very powerful experience. And there's just something going on today that, you know, my heart is breaking for.
Kyle Rittenhouse and his trial when he went on the stand. It's hard to watch as a mom, you know, guilty or not. I think it was really just hard to watch. You could clearly see the post-traumatic stress and just the way it came out. It was hard. Like, I just wanted to just hug him.
Absolutely. And like, as a mom, I just can't even imagine my kid going through that. And it's just heartbreaking because I think people are forgetting that this is a child, and I just can't stand to see all of the politics coming forth affecting this child. Like, when are kids going to come before politics? I really can't stand it, because everything nowadays seems to be a political agenda, or, you know, it's a left thing, it's a right thing, it's a this, it's a that. Like, I can't stand it. Well, it's affecting our kids, and it's really breaking my heart.
Yeah, and he needs a fair trial before, and he's already been prosecuted by the media, and everyone else has already, you know, judged him as guilty before even knowing the facts. And now, after watching the case, you know, when I really knew nothing about it, but I did watch majority of it, and it's hard not to see it as self-defense. I mean,
because it was self-defense.
Yeah.
But that's the problem, and this is part of the problem and part of the change that we really want to have. Like, instead of just listening to what people are telling you, like, how about we, I don't know, find out the facts for ourselves, or maybe hear people out. Like, we grew up talking about what it was like to stereotype, and now it's like, I feel like it's come to the forefront of everybody. Everybody's just stereotyping people based on their color or their race or where they're from, and I just think it's really got to stop. And can we talk about the judge? Like, what's the deal with the judge? Why does he yell all the time?
So he's getting upset. He's getting upset at the prosecution because, well, number one, the prosecution keeps bringing up the fact that he was silent after he read his Miranda rights.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
So the kid wasn't going to come out and destroy his chances of, like, actually, he's going to hurt his case if he started talking. You know, like, everybody was already against him.
Right.
He stood no chance against the world, basically, because everybody was already seeing. They already said he was guilty when they knew nothing, because they were trying to pin it on the whole, well, he's not black, so
yeah,
he's gonna get off. That's basically what everybody's doing. Well, he should get like, if he was black, he'd be in prison already.
That's what they were saying.
That's why people are getting so upset about it, because this is white on white crime. He killed 2 white men.
Yeah.
And the third person was white too.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with who he killed. They're saying if he was black, he would have already been prosecuted.
Why are we talking about something that didn't even happen? It's very ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Right. Okay, let's start this.
Because I guess because also he was running towards the cops. He had a gun and everything, and they told him to go home. So they're like, if he was black, they would have shot him. Which, I don't know. Who knows? That might be the case. And I understand I understand why people are upset, but you can't just call somebody guilty because they're white. You have to listen to the case and not assume that he's guilty. You need to hear him out. And you can't just tell people they're guilty before we even give them a fair trial. That's not how this works. We're not totally saying that racism isn't real.
Mm-mm.
Like, it is a thing.
Of course not.
I feel like it could have been a strong possibility that if Kyle Rittenhouse was a black boy and he was headed towards the cops with a gun, that they possibly could have shot him. We don't know that.
Exactly.
We don't know that.
That's right.
But at the same time, you watch the trial, you know how it went down, and if you watched it from beginning to end, he even says at one point that he was in contact with the cops before. He saw them and they thanked him for what he was doing, because he was trying to protect people. He was trying to put out fires. He was trying to clean graffiti. They saw that prior to all of that happening towards the end.
Can we talk about the videos? Has anybody even watched the videos and what the language was going on there? And can we just talk about why that was acceptable to begin with? When has it been okay to riot and talk about killing people? The whole time I was listening to the videos, it was all hate speech. It's
Right.
all hate speech. Who is that helping? I don't understand. Who is it helping?
Right.
What was the purpose?
Well, and I think it just, whatever cause, I think at that point they're writing for Jacob Blake, I want to say. If I could have his name correct, I'm not sure. I think it's where he was shot by the cops. And I think that's why they were rioting in Kenosha. I don't understand the rioting. I don't understand how destroying innocent people's businesses is helping your cause. And honestly, it's making everything worse. It makes me want to cry because innocent people,
Yeah.
had their lives torn apart because you're upset because somebody got shot. That sucks, yes. But then now you're ruining other people's lives in the process. That doesn't help anybody. It hurts everyone.
Absolutely.
And it puts fear into the people that, like me, now don't want to go to a big city because I'm scared that something could happen because all I see are all these negative, crazy things. And now it's like almost putting that divisiveness in your mind now.
Absolutely.
You know, like now where I didn't really care about what color people are, now I'm seeing people rioting and now I'm like fearful like of all these things now that I shouldn't
that they're
be
going to
fearful.
hate you, right? Because you have a different color skin now.
Right.
So are we really going back there? Are we really going back there?
Right.
Instead of holding that person responsible for whatever happened, you know, like the justice system is supposed to do. And yes, it's broken. Yes, policies need to be changed. Yeah, things need to be fixed. But you can't blame an entire race for one person, committing a crime. It's insane.
Right.
It's insane.
It definitely is insanity. And while I understand their frustration, it's not the way to go about it. I also understand with Kyle Rittenhouse, I don't think he should have been there only because it was dangerous. I mean, I know what he was trying to do and I know he was coming from a good place, but you know, it is what it is at this point and it happened, but he was in danger. I don't think he probably didn't need to shoot the one guy, you know, Mr. Rosenbaum 4 times like he did, but I think he was scared and you could clearly see it in his testimony where he just broke down.
Oh, he was petrified.
And it was so sad.
It really broke my heart. It really broke my heart. It really did. I mean, they were threatening to kill him. What was he supposed to do? I mean, it was clearly self-defense, but he is a child. And as a mama bear, talking about mama bears, as a mom myself, like my heart breaks for this poor kid. I mean, nobody else was stopping the riots, right? No. So he's just trying to someone's got to step up and do something, right? And it definitely should not have been him. And my heart breaks for that kid. My heart breaks every day for that poor kid.
Well, and it goes to show all the stuff they were showing. Like he clearly felt he had to stand up and do something. And it's sad that it got to that point where a young child is going out and trying to fight that war. You know, like it's just sad. And I just wanted to go up there and just hug him. Like that's like post-traumatic stress if I've ever seen it.
Absolutely. Talking about the mental health and wellness of our kids, I'm just sick and tired of the kids suffering. I'm tired of it. They're always the ones that take the brunt of everything. When are adults going to start acting like grown-ups? Like seriously, I'm so tired of it. I'm sick of it.
I find it very sad that this is where we're at. And I've tried really hard to help my kids to just know that everybody is different and we all just have a different color skin, and it would be a boring place if we all looked exactly the same. And that was what I always told them. Like, just imagine if we all looked exactly the same, how boring this would be.
Right.
And I'm like, we all just have different skin color. Doesn't mean anything because we're all people. We all bleed red. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
And they have gone through their life not seeing color and being friends with everybody. And now they're being told that there's this difference. Yeah. And they don't understand it. And they're feeling like...
Because they don't care what color their friends' skin are. Oh, your skin's darker than mine. Oh, your skin's lighter than mine. Nobody gives a crap. Like, get over it.
When they should be able to have those observations because it is what it is. You know, my kids have asked, why does that kid have darker skin than me? And that was my answer, is because we all look different and God made us all different.
That's right. But as the Dalai Lama even said, we all have the same smile. We are all human. We all have the same smile.
So, is this our episode?
I don't know.
Because we just started talking. It's a super controversial thing that we're talking about right now, and I don't want that to be our entire podcast and where we go. I think it's important that we touch on the daily issues of, or like weekly current events, that kind of thing. I do want to touch on a lot of like positivity though, and where we can go from here. And I think if we can learn anything from 2020 and just like the chaos and George Floyd and the Kyle Rittenhouse, like all of those things, like we have to learn to be better people. Like all of those things, all of the events that happened and unfolded were awful and they sucked.
Yeah.
And I can see both sides of the coin. And I think if we all start to try to see things from other people's perspectives, we would be in a very different world.
In order to do that, you have to tune out the voices. You got to turn off the news, and you just have to stop, because I don't know if anybody remembers telephone, but it only takes one person to say one thing and everybody else gets fired up. Mm-hmm. Tune it out. Shut it off.
Yes, and inform yourself with the correct information. I think the bottom line and the most important thing we need to remember is that we are all human. Everyone, regardless of race and gender, should have a right to a fair trial before we go ahead and prosecute them, before we know the facts.
Right.
And I think this case
is a prime example.
Prime example.
I really do think that they really are making everything political. I really, truly believe that.
And racially motivated,
Yeah.
which is really just devastating for me. Honestly, I'm just done with that whole thing.
I know.
And, maybe we'll be pinpointed as racist because we're saying that no one should be judged on their color of their skin. But I think, if I remember correctly, Martin Luther King said something similar to that. So I'm just,
Now that was our opinion. We would love to hear yours. What do you think, people? Do you want people to see you as a white person or a black person or an Asian person? Or do you want people to see you as a human? Do you want people to see you as, who you really think you are? Like, I think that people's identities are really important to them. And I know we all just kind of want to fit in and be accepted for who we are. But who do you think you are, right?
I would love to know that. And if you want to put a comment about how you feel, we would love to know, genuinely know, because this is a growth process for us. And if that's how people want to be seen, then fine. That's totally great. But I would like to know. I actually want to know these questions.
Me too.
Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I don't know anything. But I would like to know the answer to that question.
Absolutely.
For real. So comment below, send us an email, whatever. We would love to know the answers. All right. So I think that does it. That's the end of the episode.
Okay.
We will see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.